Grow your cleaning business. Make more money. Have more time. This is the Profit Cleaners Podcast with your hosts, Brandon Condry and Brandon Shane.
Hey, what's up, Profit Cleaners? Another episode, and happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. And we've just got a short, quick episode to share with you guys and another quick teaser because we are, unfortunately, permanently putting all of the course and the content away in the vault forever. And we want to just share with you guys how you guys can be part of that. This is our last call for the last class of Profit Cleaners. It's a little bit bittersweet, but it's also super exciting at the same time because you guys are going to have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to still join us. So we'll tell you about the final details at the end of the podcast. But first, we just want to share kind of another snapshot of our journey growing our cleaning business to a $5 million brand in the last 8 years, and just share some of the 5 biggest mistakes that we made building Sandia Green Clean, our local cleaning business here in New Mexico, and just give you guys some insight on kind of what we struggled with, some challenges and some things we were able to overcome, and hopefully shed some light on your business, how you guys can also be encouraged to just keep going and overcome those obstacles. And also we'll share again at the end how you guys can help take it to the next level and join us. So Brandon, let's jump into some of these biggest mistakes. It sounds like a really negative podcast, the biggest mistakes, but that's actually very enlightening, right? when people share what they did wrong.
Yeah, I mean the point is for you guys to, learn from our mistakes. That's the point. So Here's what we did wrong. You can take evasive maneuvers. So the first one we'll talk about is underpricing. When we started, we had no idea what we were doing. We were working off of someone else's pricing in a different state, which is not our market. And most crucially, we did not call competitors to really flesh out the pricing. We did not do a good job at that. We have a much better script now to tell you guys how to do it. That's on the course, by the way. But yeah, so we were making up numbers just to get people to say yes. We were saying yes to silly things. Like, I remember one of my worst days in cleaning is when I agreed to do a massive post-construction clean on a huge house that we were there the whole weekend. It sucked. And that was just because we were saying yes to money coming in the door. So had we known the market a little bit better, we would have been able to, reject
and I
those
think
things.
part of that under what you just said there is another mistake, but it's being more focused, right? That the riches are in the niches. And a lot of times you're too opportunistic. You're like, I just want to take any opportunity that comes my way. I need money, right? And we did that in the beginning. We underpriced, but we also took on too many opportunities because we just needed money. And it really shot us in the foot because it backfired and ended up costing us more money. We ended up losing teams, ended up breaking equipment. So yeah, it's kind of a combo there of underpricing and being less focused on the one core thing we wanted to deliver. And I think that really, whatever you focus on expands and grows. And if you're focused on 10 different things, it's going to be really hard to make one of them do really well. And same thing with pricing. If you just don't know your value, if you don't understand the market, this is why we really harp on doing the market research, understanding the competitors, and this is what we walk you through a lot of this research and this process in the course and the coaching that we do. But once you have that identified, then you have a much better kind of like path forward, right? So here's where I'm at, here's what I want to be. Eventually you want to be the premium price in the market. We didn't even know where that was in the beginning, so we're shooting from the hip. But yeah, I think the pricing system we have now, the one Brandon's really honed in and developed, that we're also turning into a really nice micro app tool, I think it's just been a game changer, and it's simplified so much of our business on the pricing side, helped keep us profitable, and also just be a lot more confident when you're pricing, right? And people are ultimately buying your belief in the product. So if you're confident in your pricing, like, you're going to have a much higher conversion, I think, if you're doing it right. So yeah.
Agreed. All right, the next one is hiring for urgency, not for best fit. And this one we were definitely guilty of in the beginning. I assume everyone's guilty of this. Cleaning is a high turnover thing. It's a hard job, so the turnover is pretty high, and we always work towards lowering that. But in the early days, especially, so-and-so quit or no called, no showed. And we had someone apply for a job and they were coming in for an interview. Hey, congratulations, you're hired. Get out there. Like, get on out there and go clean some houses today. And, you know, that definitely bit us. I remember when we hired, she was really young, 19, 18, something like that. And that we didn't really vet her. We didn't have time, again, because of the urgency. And she stole 2 pair of headphones from like the first customer and then left at lunch. So we reimbursed the customer for the headphones. So that hire was stupid for lots of reasons, but it cost us. She didn't come back with the uniforms. We obviously paid her for that day, although I don't know if she got her check. And then she walked out with the headphones. We had to reimburse the customer, shot our reputation in the foot. So, you know, now the system's a bit more dialed in. We have better sets of interview questions we ask that have been developed with HR consultants and things like this. And so, yeah, don't just bring them in because they have a pulse and they can fog up a mirror. Like, we need a little
it really
bit more
has come a long way. Like, we literally didn't know what we were doing in the beginning, like looking back, you know, but we modeled what we could from the people that were coaching us at the time, but we also found out a lot of these mistakes on our own. And, you know, I think all of us find ourselves in that position where you're just like, I need someone to go out and clean now. But if you can be patient to find the right people, it will save you so many more mistakes down the road. And some things you just can't even fix, like your reputation. Like, that's really hard to fix when you have a bad reputation from one person, one toxic person on the team that just wasn't the right fit. And I think one of the biggest things we've realized is hiring on your core values. And we talked about that a lot, but how to not just hire someone that can show up that has cleaning experience, but more importantly, do they have a great attitude? Are they coachable and trainable and teachable? And do they align with the core values? Like we're proposing in Sandia Green Clean. Are they having a growth mindset? Are they going after, you know, communication? Do they have a high level of communication trust, right? Are they taking initiative? Like, those are just a few of our core values. But when you're hiring, we realize like the better quality candidates definitely align with those values and stick with us for much, much longer and are more loyal. So those are some of the kind of key things we learned along the way. But again, we're telling you guys all this so you can model this success, right? Model from our mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. And just a few little tidbits of insight there for you on that one. So let's tell them about the third one, Brandon. What's the next one?
Nice. Next one is not systematizing early enough. We had all the bits and pieces to do the systemization. We just didn't do it. We were running around with our hair on fire trying to get money coming in the door and dealing with whatever, people quitting and people breaking stuff. Like, I remember in the very first couple of months, we broke a $1,400 bottle of cognac. Forgot about that one. Haven't thought about that one in a while. And so anyway, we should have been just writing everything down. When we finally read Clockwork by Mike Kalowitz, we finally went down and sat down to actually do it. And we've gotten a lot better over the years, but there are still things that I would like to have, like this wacky data dashboard that I've been chasing my entire life. But we're really close with AI now, so that's going to come out soon too. But yeah, just if you are in that spot where you're starting, document everything. It doesn't have to be sit down and typed like an old school SOP. You can just be recording videos. We use a tool called Loom. We use another tool called Trainual, where you can document everything online and have your new employees take quizzes to make sure that they understood the material. Like the bonus report we didn't turn on early enough, and now the bonus report is very complicated and I'm the only one who can read the thing, you know what I mean? So like, there's mistakes were made. Like, I'll just say that much. But yes, you can just try and put a system towards it. A system for ordering, a system for paying stuff, a system for hiring, a system for firing. You can standardize all that stuff, and not only will it make your business run better, it actually makes you more appealing were you ever to sell it on the road.
This is huge, like guys, because a lot of us put this off because we're afraid, I'm going to have to do this work and set this system up. It's so worth doing the hard work. Every time we put every time there was something going wrong in the business, like it was like, we put the next system in place. We were getting a bunch of complaints. Cleaners were taking too long. We put the bonus system in place and a better training system in place. We put a better hiring system in place. And the more we did this, every single time we did this, it improved those systems. And they're a constant work in progress. They're always getting better. But every time we did that, it created more structure in the business, which meant Now things got simpler, and we simplified things so we could scale it and grow it even easier, because now there wasn't 50 different variables, there was 2 variables, because we had minimized the variables by creating a system around it. So it actually also empowers your team, so you're not having to micromanage them. So when we started putting like an inspection or a bonus system or other systems in place, now Brandon and I didn't have to be the bad guys, and our team was mad at us for looking over their shoulders and being like, hey, you missed that spot over here. Like the system self-corrected the problems itself. And so there's so many examples of that. But I would say, if you guys are, maybe you have some systems in your business, probably a lot of them are in your head, like Brandon said, so start documenting them. But this is just such a key part of your business. If you want to really grow, you have to put the systems and the structures in place. And one of my favorite analogies is the bucket. Plug the holes in your bucket before you go out and get a bunch of teams and customers, so they don't just fly out the bottom of the bucket, right? So you're putting better structure in place, and it just streamlines things. It makes your life better. You're going to get your time back. You're not going to be burned out running the business, because it's got structure, and it's going to just operate so much smoother. So that's a huge one for sure.
Yeah. All right. Fourth one, we've talked about this one before, but in the beginning, we had a lump sum of investor funds to work with, and we spent $30,000 of that on cars, cash. What we should have done was finance those things, even with a personal loan or a personal guarantee on a loan. And then we could have used that money we probably would have dumped it into marketing, honestly, if we had to go back and redo it. I think we have a whole podcast episode about just this. But yes, if you are sitting on a nest egg that you are using to build your business, maybe you cashed out a retirement account, don't go using it on capital expenditures. Try and get some financing for those things. And instead of that 30 grand going out the door, we could have had $500 in car payment, and it would have worked just fine. So, be judicious with the cash that you have, and know that you need to get customers and employees to execute the service.
And just thinking of the classic business term they teach you in business school, which is the opportunity cost. Like if you could take that same money and deploy it in marketing and other actual revenue generating tasks and things that really bring in money, the cars definitely do. The cars are lead generator branding tools for sure. But if you could offset that and the opportunity cost of that same additional money going towards some campaigns, some marketing, some other things that will get you even faster customer acquisition, as opposed to, some capital expenditure like a washing machine or a building or something else internal that doesn't necessarily drive sales directly, right? So we're just saying, put that money to marketing or something that's immediately going to affect your bottom line. And that's what we would have done differently. And that's what we do now, right, Brandon? All the cars we get now are financed under those plans. And
yeah, with zero down, like we try and send no money out the door on those. Like I will take the $500, $600, maybe even an $800 a month payment. I mean, we're buying cars that are like $24,000 new. But I'm happy to eat that payment, because when that team is fully booked out with 45 customers, they're bringing in nearly $300,000 in revenue a year. So can we afford a $600 car payment a month? Yes, we will make that money in the first 4 hours of the first day of every month, and everything else is just
absolutely
in business.
And then kind of the final mistake, there's so many more mistakes, but join us on the coaching and the mastermind if you want to learn the rest of them, and you guys can model. But number 5 would be neglecting customer experience and just focusing on sales and numbers. And we just need to bring in another customer. I don't care who it is, right? And just, but really not focusing on customer experience. I think that's something we talk about a lot. You'll hear us if you go back to the very early parts of the podcast. We don't mention it much, but really in the last few years, we've talked about it a lot, because it really is the overarching, I think, differentiator that makes you stand out in your market. Everybody looks at cleaning. Most of your competitors it's commodity. They all do the same thing. They all do the best cleaning for the best price. That's what everyone talks about, right? So how do you stand out in that market? What's the number one thing you can do? It's customer experience. Which is how you make people feel, and how when people experience your service, do they say, wow? Are they surprisingly overjoyed and like, holy cannoli, like this is amazing. I need to tell people about this business. I can't believe this. Like that's the kind of feeling you want to be generating, and just over the top, over delivering value, right? And so, I think in the beginning, Brandon, that's what we were focused on with sales, but it's like the more we focus on customer experience, the more sustainable things got. And I think our loyalty of our customers went up and our teams got happier. I think everything just got better. So.
Yeah, 100%. Like we shifted gears because we definitely learned some bad habits in the beginning, trying to deal with customers kind of hands off, like just emails and text messages, no phone calls. And so we found out, relatively quickly that if you don't answer the phone, they just call somewhere else until someone answers the phone, especially for a certain age of customer. But like, man, I'm a millennial. Like I do not want to talk to you on the phone most of the time, but I also don't want to have a back and forth email conversation over a period of weeks when I can just answer everything in a phone call. And so, yeah, sometimes I will opt to call, especially like financial institutions and things like that. So yes, but now when you're doing it by text and social direct messages, like we will talk to you wherever you are. That's the point. So yeah, we could have done this a little bit differently. And again, all these lessons are in the course, like we've documented all these things and how we've changed over time. But for I think like the heyday of what are we doing was we had a single salesperson doing estimates, and you had to get on his calendar to get an estimate, and he was booked solid for like 2 weeks because our ads were crushing. We were getting leads through the door, but by the time you talked to him, his no-show rate was so high because in 2 weeks they'd already scheduled someone else who picked up the phone and answered and said, yeah, I'll come clean it tomorrow. And so like we've lesson learned. We learn lessons all the time, but yeah,
absolutely.
We could have tackled that one earlier.
And I think ultimately that's how you guys are going to be able to price your services at a premium. You're going to be able to keep more recurring customers. That loyalty is going to go way up. When you and a lot of times customers experience doesn't have anything to do with the cleaning at all. It could. I mean, you still want a high quality, consistent clean, but it's more important is, do people say wow at the end of the thing, or like even just picking up the phone and talking to your company? Are they like, wow, these people really care? Like the tone in their voice, the questions they ask me, that experience is what people remember. And most businesses don't care, right? Most businesses treat anybody answering the phone, talking to a lead like a commodity, like a number at a big bank, right? So whenever you guys care, like Gary Vee talks about this, Gary Vaynerchuk, caring is the best marketing, because when people feel like you care, they say, wow, like even if you don't even, like let's say you call in and you're like, hey, I need carpet cleaning, but they're like, well, we don't. Most companies would be like, hey, we don't do carpet cleaning, and they just hang up on you, right? But the company offering the best customer experience is going to say, you know what, we don't do carpet cleaning, but let me give you our guy that does, and actually we got a deal for you. He's the best carpet cleaning in town, and so you're going to remember that experience. Even we didn't even offer you our services, but you're going to remember that, wow, you took care of me, you cared, you went above and beyond when you didn't have to. Who does that, right? And when you do need cleaning services, you're going to remember us, because we treated you well and we cared. So I think above and beyond, going above and beyond, that's one of our core values, is just creating that valuable experience, going above and beyond, and being excellent. And just, if you guys can cement that into your memory of, if you do nothing else, create an amazing customer experience and over deliver, and you'll grow phenomenally just doing that and stand out in your market. So anyways, all that to say, Brandon, we've got something fun to share with you guys. You guys have already heard it, but we're going to share it one more time. We're in the week of Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we want to just share another kind of teaser reminder that we've got a really exciting opportunity you need to jump on. So tell them about it one more time, Brandon.
Yeah, so like there's many, we've talked about this before, but Profit Cleaners is fundamentally changing our entire business model on what we do. That's coming around in January of 2026, to be determined, and we will get you all the details as soon as we can. But there are going to be some legal conflicts between our future goals and selling this course and selling the coaching. So this is one last hurrah for Black Friday. This is literally the last chance to get the course and the coaching and a few other things that Shane will mention here in a second before it's gone, because after Cyber Monday on December 2nd at midnight, all this goes into the vault. Like we will never offer coaching or courses ever again. We're going to switch to something else, which you guys will also be made aware of as soon as it happens. But
it's bittersweet, but it's kind of like the final farewell to what we've been building the last 5 years, and building our own brand to 5 million the last 8 years, almost a decade, and just kind of encapsulating all of that. We've had the course out for years and years and years. It's gotten better and better, but I think what we are going to continue doing with existing students is the ongoing live coaching calls every single week in that community. So kind of this last hurrah is you guys can jump in, get the full final course. If you haven't been able to do that, you've been on the fence, if it's been a financial issue that you haven't been able to do, like, we're making it super, super available to everybody. And you're getting the coaching calls. You're going to be part of the ongoing coaching calls. We're going to keep doing those on the back end. I think that's one of the most valuable parts of it. And then you're going to have Brandon and I in your back pocket. We're building an AI brain, the BrandonBrain of every single coaching call, every single part of our course that you'll have in your back pocket, along with some of the AI tools and apps that we're building alongside our course. So you guys get founders access to those for the first 12 months, absolutely free. So it's like a crazy offer. I don't think, we're definitely not going to ever offer this again, but it's just like, if you guys have been on the fence, take action. Like, we're not just saying this, like if you talk to us in January, we're not going to be able to go back and like revamp this offer. So it really is the last call. And then, in fact, that is the link. If you go to profitcleaners.com/last call, you'll see all the details on that page. I'm sorry, last class. I'll say it one more time. Profitcleaners.com/last class. Make sure you go to the right link, and don't screw it up like me here. But this is something I was just like saying. I was talking to people this last week that were like, man, this isn't answering my prayers. Like, I haven't been able to hop into this, but I'm so glad you guys are doing this. So if that's you, if you've wanted to join, be part of this still, I would say don't hesitate, don't delay anymore. Imperfect action is better than no action. Just start taking action, guys. Lock in your spot, and you'll be on the inside with us for years to come. But just anyone past December 2nd, unfortunately, we have to close it down for legal reasons and other things. So yeah, let's jump in together.
Yeah. So just to recap, this is what you get: the course, lifetime access to the weekly coaching calls, CleanStack AI for a year, the BrandonBrain AI coach that you can ask questions to 24/7, and then feel free to back it up with an actual conversation with Brandon and Brandon on a coaching call. You get all the templates of scripts and ads and offers that we've offered over the years. And then you get a Black Friday kickoff call. So anyone that buys as part of this promotion will be part of a big group webinar where we all kind of meet each other, and you can ask any questions, and we'll point you guys in the right directions to get going. All that is something along the lines of like $17,000 of value if we're going to parse it all out and sell it piecemeal. But we're not doing that because, again, this is the last class. So you are going to get all that for $997, or because we are trying to make this as accessible to as many of you as possible, we are also going to split that up into 3 easy payments of $397. So can you afford $397 times 3? I really hope you can, because we'd love to see you on those calls. And to take part in that, you just need to go to profitcleaners.com/last class, and you need to do it between now and midnight on Friday, December 2nd, when Cyber Monday and this promotion
is it Friday? I think it's Monday, right? It's Monday, December 2nd. Cyber Monday.
Sorry, Monday,
so
December
it's the Black Friday,
2nd.
Cyber Monday deal, guys. It's the last chance you'll have to jump in on this offer ever. We're not just saying that, but the podcast will keep going on. We'll probably have lots of cool interviews and things to share in the future, but never again will you have access to this amazing community, this amazing coaching live every week that we do, all the systems that we've ever taught, just that ongoing access to that. So yeah, this is it, guys. Jump in, because it's take action. That's all I can say. Like, your life will change when you take action on things like this. I know my life has changed a lot, just surrounding myself with mentors, people. The closer you get to your mentors, the people that have the results you want to achieve, that's what Tony Robbins talks about. He literally says, follow in their footsteps. Like, just model someone that already has the success that you want. And so if we are any bit near that, if you guys want to model the success that we've been talking about for years on this podcast, this is your last chance. And it's just, you got to decide for yourself. But we've made it super easy. We've sold this for a lot of you guys that ask all the time, what's the price? It's so much money. Yeah, we have sold this for thousands of dollars in the past, with marketing and all sorts of different stuff included, $5,000 to $8,000. So this is an incredible opportunity, guys, for you guys to be part of this. You'll make up that money in the first clean of the month, like probably 1 or 2 cleans. If you're doing the payment plan, maybe a few more cleans if you're doing the whole payment. But for you, think of it, guys, as a $997 investment to build a 6 or 7 figure brand. It will cost you a lot more money and mistakes and time lost just trying to do it on your own. So we're just trying to help you guys out, follow in the footsteps. Success leaves clues. And we'll see you guys on the inside on the weekly calls, in the community, and for everything that's changing, you guys will be part of it in the years to come. So jump in. Happy Thanksgiving. We're so grateful for you guys. Thank you for being part of this journey so far, and let's keep doing it together. So profitcleaners.com/last-class. We'll see you guys there. Keep it clean.
Thanks for joining us today. To get more info, including show notes, updates, trainings, and super cool free stuff, head over to profitcleaners.com. And remember, keep it clean.